The radical power of unvarnished truth. How honesty can transform your life and change the world. Welcome to the Black CEO Podcast, where we explore ideas that challenge conventions and inspire transformative change. Today, we're diving deep into a concept that has the power to revolutionize not just our personal lives, but the very fabric of society. Our inspiration comes from an extraordinary individual whose wisdom and courage have left an indelible mark on all who encounter her message. I'm talking about Wanda Clark, a beacon of integrity in a world often shrouded in half-truths and convenient lies. Wanda's philosophy, distilled into a single powerful statement, has the potential to reshape our understanding of personal and professional integrity. I just want to make sure you tell the truth about whatever happened. Now, you might be thinking, what's so revolutionary about telling the truth? But I urge you to stay with me because as we unpack this deceptively simple idea, you'll discover how it challenges some of our most deeply ingrained social norms and personal habits. Wanda Clark isn't just advocating for honesty, she's calling for a radical reimagining of how we interact with the world and with ourselves. Her impact extends far beyond individual lives. She's sowing the seeds for a more transparent, accountable, and ultimately more just society. Let's start by acknowledging a hard truth. We live in a world where dishonesty has become normalized. From the little white lies we tell to avoid hurting feelings, to the massive corporate cover ups that shake our faith in institutions, deception permeates our daily lives. We become so accustomed to this state of affairs that we often don't even recognize the toll it takes on our relationships, our mental health, and our society as a whole. But Wanda Clark dares to imagine a different reality. She challenges us to consider, what if we committed to absolute honesty in every aspect of our lives? What if we would refuse to participate in the culture of deception, no matter how small or seemingly inconsequential the lie? The implications are both thrilling and terrifying. Imagine for a moment a world where everyone followed Wanda's philosophy, a world where politicians always told the truth about their actions and intentions, where corporations were transparent about their practices and their impact on the environment, where friends and loved ones never hid their true feelings or motivations from each other. It's a world that's hard to envision because it's so far removed from our current reality. But that's precisely why Wanda's message is so powerful and so necessary. Let's break this down and explore how this radical honesty might transform different aspects of our lives. First, let's consider our personal relationships. We often justify small lies in our personal lives as acts of kindness. We tell our partner their new haircut looks great when we actually prefer their old style. We pretend to enjoy a friend's cooking even when it's not to our taste. We make up excuses to avoid social engagements we don't want to attend. But what if we embraced Wanda's philosophy and committed to telling the truth in these situations? At first, it might seem cruel. Won't we hurt people's feelings? Won't we damage our relationships? The initial discomfort is undeniable. But let's push past that and consider the long-term effects. When we always tell the truth, we create an environment of trust and authenticity. Our loved ones know they can rely on our words. They don't have to second guess our motivations or wonder if we're hiding our true feelings. Moreover, this honesty opens the door for genuine growth and connection. And like if we tell our partner truthfully that we preferred their old hairstyle, it might lead to a meaningful conversation about personal preferences and self-expression. If we're honest about not enjoying a friend's cooking, it could evolve into a fun opportunity to cook together and learn new recipes. By embracing honesty, we're saying to our loved ones, I respect you enough to share my true thoughts and feelings with you. I trust in your ability to handle the truth, and I invite you to be equally honest with me. This level of honesty can be challenging, even frightening. It requires vulnerability and courage, but the rewards are immense. Imagine relationships built on a foundation of complete trust and openness. Imagine the depth of connection that's possible when we stop hiding behind polite fictions and start sharing our authentic selves. Now, let's extend this philosophy to the professional world. In many corporate cultures, there's an unspoken expectation to present things in the best possible light. Sales projections are always optimistic. Project timelines are ambitious to the point of being unrealistic. Failures are reframed as learning opportunities. But what if we applied Wanda's philosophy in the workplace? What if we committed to telling the truth about whatever happened, no matter the consequences? Again, the initial impact might seem negative. Won't this honesty lead to conflicts? Won't it damage morale? Won't it make the company look bad to clients or investors? These are valid concerns, but let's look at the potential long-term benefits. In a culture of radical honesty, problems are identified early because no one is afraid to speak up. Resources are allocated more efficiently because needs are stated clearly. Innovation thrives because ideas are refined through honest feedback rather than polite nods. Imagine a meeting where people bluntly state the challenges they're facing, where missed targets are acknowledged without euphemism, where ideas are critiqued without concern for egos. It might be uncomfortable at first, but it would also be incredibly productive. This isn't just theoretical. Some of the most successful companies in the world have adopted radical honesty as a core value. They found that when people are free to speak the truth without fear of repercussion, creativity flourishes, trust deepens, and the organization as a whole becomes more agile and responsive. Take the case of Bridgewater Associates, one of the world's largest hedge funds. Their founder, Ray Dalio, instituted a culture of radical transparency where employees are encouraged to openly challenge each other's ideas, regardless of hierarchy. This includes recording meetings and making them available to all employees and using apps that allow real-time feedback during discussions. The result? Bridgewater has consistently outperformed its peers and is known for its innovative approach to management. By embracing honesty, even when it's uncomfortable, they've created an environment where the best ideas rise to the top and where continuous improvement is the norm. But the impact of embracing truth goes far beyond the boardroom. Let's consider how it might transform our society as a whole. We live in an era often dubbed the post-truth age, where facts seem malleable and subjective. Misinformation spreads like wildfire on social media. Politicians make promises they have no intention of keeping. Corporations greenwash their practices to appear more environmentally friendly than they really are. The consequences of this culture of deception are severe. Trust in institutions is at an all-time low. Political polarization is tearing communities apart. Important issues like climate change become mired in debates about the veracity of basic facts rather than discussions about solutions. Now, imagine if we applied Wanda's philosophy on a societal level. What if we demanded absolute honesty from our leaders, our institutions, and ourselves? What if we refused to accept or participate in the spread of misinformation? The transformation would be profound. Political debates would focus on the merits of different policy approaches rather than accusations of dishonesty. Companies would be held accountable for their actions, leading to more ethical business practices. Media organizations would prioritize accuracy over sensationalism. But here's the crucial point. This change starts with us. We can't demand honesty from others if we're not willing to practice it ourselves. We can't complain about fake news if we're sharing unverified information on social media. We can't criticize politicians for being dishonest if we're not willing to be truthful in our own lives. This is where Wanda's philosophy becomes truly revolutionary. By committing to tell the truth about whatever happened in our own lives, we become agents of change. We create ripple effects that extend far beyond our immediate circle. When we're honest with our friends and family, we create an environment where truth is valued and expected. When we're honest at work, we contribute to a culture of transparency and accountability. When we're honest in our social media posts and our political discussions, we help combat the spread of misinformation. But let's be clear, embracing this level of honesty isn't easy. It requires courage. It means being willing to be vulnerable, to admit when we're wrong, to face uncomfortable realities about ourselves and our lives. It means taking responsibility for our actions and their consequences without the cushion of excuses or rationalizations. There will be times when telling the truth feels risky. There will be situations where honesty might cost us a job, a relationship, a comfortable illusion we've been maintaining. In these moments, we can draw strength from Wanda's words. I just want to make sure you tell the truth about whatever happened. This simple statement reminds us that truth-telling isn't about being perfect or never making mistakes. It's about having the courage to be honest about our experiences, our actions, and their consequences. It's about valuing integrity over comfort and long-term trust over short-term gain. As we internalize this commitment to truth, we may find that our perception of the world around us also shifts. We become more attuned to authenticity in others. We develop a keener sense for dishonesty and manipulation. This heightened awareness can help us make better decisions about who we trust, who we work with, and how we navigate complex social and professional landscapes. But embracing truth isn't just about personal benefit, it's about contributing to a better world. In an age where misinformation spreads rapidly and trust in institutions is eroding, individual commitment to truth can be a powerful force for positive change. By valuing and practicing honesty in our personal lives, we contribute to a culture that prizes integrity and authenticity. This ripple effect can be seen in all areas of life. In business, companies that prioritize transparency and honesty tend to build stronger, more loyal customer bases. In politics, leaders who speak truthfully, even when it's unpopular, can help restore faith in democratic institutions. In personal relationships, a commitment to honesty fosters deeper connections and more supportive communities. As we embrace this philosophy, we may find that our definition of success shifts. Instead of measuring our worth by external achievements or others' perceptions, we begin to value our own integrity and authenticity more highly. Success becomes less about what we have or how we're perceived and more about who we are at our core. This shift can be profoundly liberating when we're no longer trying to live up to an idealized image or meet others' expectations. We're free to pursue what truly matters to us. We can set goals that align with our authentic selves and work toward them with integrity. Moreover, this commitment to truth can help us navigate the increasingly complex ethical landscapes of our modern world. As technology advances and social norms evolve, we're often faced with new ethical dilemmas. By grounding ourselves in a commitment to truth and authenticity, we have a North Star to guide us through these challenges. It's important to note that embracing truth doesn't mean being brutally blunt or disregarding others' feelings. The art of telling the truth lies in doing so with empathy and good intention. It's about finding ways to be honest that are constructive rather than destructive. This requires emotional intelligence and often practice. As we cultivate this skill of truthful yet compassionate communication, we may find that our relationships deepen and our interactions become more meaningful. When people know they can trust us to be honest, they're more likely to open up to us in return. This creates a virtuous cycle of trust and openness that can transform our personal and professional networks. Now, I want to share a powerful example of how this commitment to truth can transform not just individual lives, but entire communities. In post-apartheid South Africa, the Truth and Reconciliation Commission, led by Archbishop Desmond Tutu, used the power of truth-telling to help heal a deeply divided nation. The commission invited both victims and the perpetrators of apartheid-era crimes to come forward and tell their stories. The process was painful and often heart-wrenching, but it was also incredibly powerful. By creating a space for truth to be spoken and heard, the commission helped South Africa confront its painful past and begin the process of reconciliation. This example shows us that even in the face of grave injustices and deep-seated conflicts, truth has the power to heal and transform. It reminds us that honesty, while sometimes painful in the short term, is essential for long-term healing and progress. As we near the end of our time together, I want to challenge each of you to embrace Wanda Clark's philosophy in your own lives. Start small if you need to. Practice being more honest in your daily interactions. Reflect on areas where you might be hiding from truths about yourself or your life. Commit to speaking up when you see dishonesty or inauthenticity around you. Remember, every time we choose truth over deception, authenticity over facade, we're not just improving our own lives, we're contributing to a culture that values honesty and integrity. And in doing so, we're helping to create a world where truth is not just valued, but expected and celebrated. The path of radical honesty isn't easy. There will be moments of discomfort, times when telling the truth feels risky or painful, but I promise you the rewards are worth it. The clarity, the authentic connections, the inner peace that comes from living in alignment with your values, these are priceless. So, I leave you with this call to action. For the next week, commit to telling the truth in every situation, no matter how small. Notice how it feels, how it impacts your relationships, how it changes your perception of yourself and the world around you. Share your experiences with others. Inspire them to join you in this journey towards radical honesty. And when you find yourself in a moment of doubt, when the temptation to bend the truth arises, remember Wanda Clark's words. I just want to make sure you tell the truth about whatever happened. Let these words be your guide, your reminder of the power and importance of honesty. Together, we can create a ripple effect of truth that transforms our lives, our communities, and our world. It starts with each of us, with every honest word we speak, with every truth we have the courage to face. Are you ready to join this revolution of radical honesty? The world is waiting for your truth. Let's answer the call together. Thank you for being part of this important conversation. Now, go forth and let your truth shine. The world needs it now more than ever.